Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today's video is about social commitment. Maybe you already have an idea what social commitment is about. One can show social commitment by helping poor people, for example, by giving them some food or something to drink. There are also other ways to show social commitment. For example, you can go for a walk with an elderly woman or man because he or she does not have any relatives anymore. And I want to give you a third example. You can show social commitment by helping the disabled, those, for example, who cannot walk. So let's summarize. What is social commitment? Social commitment is connected to the disabled, to the homeless, and to the elderly. One way to show social commitment is to help the elderly. Moreover, you can be a member of a volunteer group which offers food for the homeless. Additionally, you can do something for the disabled. Maybe you've recognized something special in my talk so far. We talked about the disabled, the homeless, the elderly, and all these three adjectives are used as nouns here. To use an adjective as a noun is something new and special, and we have to pay attention to that. You can use adjectives as a noun by adding the definite article the. You all know the adjective poor, like in I see a poor man. But now you can say the poor don't have much money, and then you talk about the whole group of poor people. Then poor is an adjective that is used as a noun, and the is the definite article. Now it is time to make a short break from this video. Take out your folder and make some notes in the grammar part of your folder. Choose the following headline using adjectives as nouns. As soon as you are done, please do the following exercise. Write sentences in which the following adjectives are used as nouns. Rich, American, and young. Now it's time to make a break from this video again. Let's come back to our topic of social commitment. Before we can talk about social commitment in detail, we have to have a look at the new vocabulary. So please take out your vocabulary list and also your books. The new words are commitment, volunteer as a noun, to volunteer as a verb, volunteer as an adjective, religious, selfish, involvement, the elderly, the homeless, the disabled, and gap year. Now please do the following. Add the new words to your vocabulary list. Then please use your book to translate the new words. And now comes the challenge. Please pick out 6 words and explain them in English. I will give you an example so that you understand what your task is. I choose the word a gap year. A gap year is in German ein Jahr Auszeit. And in English you can explain a gap year as follows. A gap year is a year a young person spends either working or traveling, for example in the time between ending, finishing school and starting university. And now you see there is a mistake in the video, no problem. Nevertheless, now it's time for you to work. So please choose the headline Social Commitment in your folder and start with your task 1. For some people, the good life involves helping others, one's community, or maybe the environment. Some make a career out of it, others help as volunteers in their free time. Now comes your task 2. Choose 3 of the 6 pictures in your book on page 55. Describe what you can see on the picture and which kind of volunteer activity it is. Write at least 4 sentences about each picture. Before you start, I'll give you an example. Of course, this picture is not in your book, it's just to show you what to do. So how could you describe this picture? On the picture, there are people who wear white protective clothes. They are close to the coast, and some of the protective clothes are full of oil. The people try to remove the oil from the coast, so one can say that their volunteer activity is connected to the environment or to environmental protection. And now it's time to take a break from this video again and to do task 2. Please describe 3 of the 6 pictures. Well, let's come to another central question. Social commitment means that you help others, you help your community, or you help the environment in your free time. So now we know what social commitment is. Here comes the question. Why? One could answer this question in different ways. One could say that people help because they have a guilty conscience. Ein schlechtes Gewissen. One could also say that people help for selfish reasons. Remember, selfish belongs to the new vocabulary. And third, one could say that people help because they want to do something good or helpful. And now you come into play. I want you to do the following task. It's task number 3. Please discuss which role these 3 reasons play for showing social commitment. So, please discuss which role does a guilty conscience play for showing social commitment. Do you think that people show social commitment for selfish reasons? Or do you believe that people help, for example, the homeless because they just want to do something good or helpful? Please say why you think this or that. And now you take a short break from this video and do task number 3. And here comes your final task for today. The question is, what about you? Do you help the elderly, the homeless, and the disabled? Task number 4. Write about your involvement in social activities. If you already show social commitment, describe your activities and tell what made you want to get involved. If you haven't showed social commitment so far, what could you imagine doing? Something for the homeless? Something for the environment? I don't want you to write a simple text. What I want you to do is that you write an Instagram post about it. I prepared a Word document for you which you can use to write your Instagram post. The first thing you have to do is to type in your nickname. So if your name is, for example, Max Mustermann, your nickname on Instagram could be something like Max MM and then maybe 05 or something like that. In the next step, you can have a look at the text that is below your photograph. And here you also have to type in your nickname, and after your nickname you are going to write down your text. Before you start writing your text, you also can think about the picture you want to use for your Instagram post. So for example, if you did something like tutoring a class, maybe you want to use a picture of an empty classroom or something like that. You just can do that by doing copy and paste. You can decide whether you use an own picture or whether you search for a useful picture on the internet. And then you can start to write your text. Here I give you an example. I've been tutoring young pupils for 2 years now. After your introductory sentence, you can give more details or you can talk about reasons why you are involved. Like, for example, 2 years ago, my English teacher asked me whether, and so on and so forth. You can write about everything you like, and that has to do with social commitment. It could be something that is connected to animals, to your community, or more stuff like that. If you are not involved in any social activities so far, think about what you could do. Could you imagine doing something for the local sports club or for your local community? Please don't forget to use some nice hashtags at the end of your Instagram post so that other people could find your post. And as soon as you are done, please save your document and send it to me. I'm curious to see all your Instagram posts. Please write a text of at least 100 words. And now please start to write your Instagram post about your social involvement. Before you start, there's one final advice that could help you to write a text. There is a language help in your book on page 55, and there you can find some useful phrases you can use to write your text. The box with the useful phrases is exactly here on page 55, and now it's up to you to do task number 4. Goodbye, see you!